Hey everybody, and welcome to Dicing with Death. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I am doing quite well.
Are you awake yet?
I'm awake. I had Lauren wake me up when she left for work this morning at 7:30. I've been awake for hours.
That's crazy.
I know. I spent most of it lying in bed, and then the rest of it looking at funny pictures on the internet.
Sounds like a productive morning. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
also been up for a while. I had cable guy coming out here like 8 a.m. So that
that's
was fun.
that's
Hopefully
terrible.
my internet will be stable.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's internet fixing, then that's fantastic.
Yeah. He came out and poked some things. No fixing was actually done, but I'm online right now, so
I hear that.
we will see.
Well, where did we leave off last?
Yeah, whose turn is it to recap?
Let's see. We went to the ruby mine,
Yes, you did.
and
Jakob's Ruby Mine, or rather, Qualneer's Ruby Mine now.
yes, we fought a troll, killed it, threw it back in the water. It came back to life and attacked us again, and we killed it and left it out of the water.
And it didn't come back to life.
Dun dun dun. Um, then what did we do? We went into the ruby mine. We killed a bunch of gnolls. We freed the slaves. We had the slaves carry all of the ore that they could carry. Went back to Cinteron with the slaves on some boats. Then made it back to Solstice. And
Yes, you
now I
brought one
have
slave with you. What the hell was that guy's name?
ooh,
I hope you have it written down, because Lazy DM does not.
Imbop.
Imbop. Yes, you brought him back, and he's now your servant.
Yes, yes. Uh, and now I have a 1,000. No, I'm sorry. I have 930 pounds of ore, of ruby ore that I need to somehow refine and turn into useful rubies and then sell at my new store that's being built. So I need to go find a gem cutter or an ore refiner.
Yeah. So, do you have any leads on that?
I do. We spoke to the this dude, the guy who runs the that bar down by the
Granite, the fence.
yes, Granite. Granite says he has a cousin who has an ore a gem cutter, and he's willing to introduce us. Or he gave me little directions to his cousin's house, something like that.
Yes, I believe we said he has a shop in the new quarter.
Okay. If we're gonna start, then let's just head to the shop.
Sure. Yeah. You have also not checked on your house's construction since the last time you were here, if I recall.
That's right, because we're just coming off the boat, is how it's happening, I believe. Right?
Yes. So let's say you are in the ocean quarter, in front of Granite's bar.
Okay. Uh,
Why don't you take it away then? We're all up to speed.
well then, I'm gonna head straight into Granite's bar. No, hmm. He already
Yeah,
told me where his cousin lives, right?
you can still be talking with him in his bar if you'd like, but I assumed we were done with that conversation. Yeah, he
Yeah.
gave you directions.
Yeah, I will head
Oh,
out to his cousin's place then immediately. Uh, in what quarter is it on the map?
the new quarter.
The new quarter.
So this is a neighborhood entirely of wooden buildings.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are crudely constructed shacks that don't look like they'll survive the next major storm. The people in this neighborhood are a little more rundown, downtrodden. This is the dregs of society. You push through the crowds and weave through streets and alleys. In the center of the new quarter is a open air market with covered stalls and merchants selling fish and bread and all sorts of other things. The whole place smells like rotting fish, and
Fantastic.
yeah, it's not the nicest part of the city, but hey, um, I assume Michelle is with you.
Yes. Come here, Michelle.
Yes, and around, so you were led to believe that it was sort of in this open air market area. You poke around for a little bit, and you find that down an alley not quite in the center of the market, but off to the side, is a small jeweler's shop with a single sign hanging above the door with a picture of a gemstone on it.
Okay.
And it
I
says Daggert's Appraising.
Daggert's appraising. I walk into Daggert's appraising.
Yes, behind the counter is a dwarf, short and portly, sitting behind a counter. He's got a large, wild, gray beard and a pair of spectacles. He's sitting on a stool and inspecting a gemstone.
Okay. I approach him and say, "You must be Daggert, Granite's cousin, right?"
Aye, cousin.
Yes, yes. Well, cousin, I have some questions for you. I have a lot of I've come across some raw ore that could use some refinement. I would love to hire a person to help me refine these rubies into something more valuable than gravel.
Well, you've come to the right place. I'm the finest gem cutter in all of Solstice.
I produce from my bag one of 3 large uncut rubies and hand it over to him.
One of the uncut rubies or one of the chunks of ore?
One of the uncut rubies. I have 3 uncut rubies and
Yeah.
930 pounds of ore. So I take one of the
Yes.
uncut ones.
Yeah, so the uncut ruby, it's actually, I mean, it's a ruby. The rock has been cleared away, but it's sort of irregularly shaped and there's imperfections to increase the value. You'd sort of chisel it down and get the facets nice.
Right.
This has potential. And he, holds it up, looks through it, flicks a little switch on his glasses, and another lens pops down in front. Give him a closer look. Ah, mmm. So, are you looking to sell this piece, or
Well, I'd like to see your.
just have it worked on?
I would like to see your skill as a craftsman. You tell me what you think this is worth after you get done with it. Then you work on it and get done with it. And if I'm happy with the work, we could be contracted to. I could contract you to do quite a bit more.
He inspects the piece more closely, making small talk while he looks. What, you don't trust Granite's judgment?
A wise man never goes with the first bid.
Yeah. So I'd set this piece's value at around 2,000 when I'm finished with it.
All right. How long will it take you to refine it? To cut it?
I don't know. Why don't we look up the gem cutting proficiency?
I have no idea.
He tells you he will take 10% off the top of the final value as his fee. But if you sell the piece to him, he will waive said fee. Proficiencies. Let's turn my phone off. Gem cutting.
Do 10 stones per day.
Yeah. Hey, you don't know that. Okay. Yeah. So he says he can have it done by tomorrow.
Okay. Excellent. I'll come back tomorrow, and if that ruby is somehow damaged or destroyed or missing or stolen, you get the picture. Well, Granite did refer me, so I think I don't have to explain anything else.
I assure you, I'm a most professional gem cutter.
Good. Give him a wave and head out. And go check out with Michelle the property that we are building our life together. Where we're going to build our life together.
Yes, so you Yeah, so it takes you maybe 10 minutes or so to walk clear across town
Hmm.
from the southeast corner up to the northwest, where you have purchased your property and are constructing a home. Um, you pass through the Fountain Square, where children are at play, housewives at work, gossiping hard.
Gossiping hard.
Oh yeah, that housewife lifestyle.
Hey man, don't
And
knock
you
it. That's my
and you
lifestyle.
approach your property. It looks much the same as last time, just a brick of sandstone with no door, no windows, except you see your geomancer, Kierkegaard, pacing nervously in front of the house, rubbing his fingers together,
Kirk!
walking back and forth.
Kirky! I
He looks,
say.
oh, Qualneer. It's I'm glad you're here.
Where's my
We
door?
we have a problem. It's right there. He knocks on the front. You don't. He just knocks on a stone wall, and you're like, okay, whatever.
Okay. What?
Do you
What's
ask for further clarification? Or?
no?
Okay.
What seems to be the issue, my friend?
Well, you see, I got to digging. You know how it is. You start digging, and you just something comes over you, and you keep digging and digging. I was really productive. I made some good progress, but sometimes you dig a little too deep, you get a little too carried away. You
What did you
don't think through ahead of
do?
time. I
Don't tell me you flooded my basement with the sewer.
well, you're closer than you'd think. There's no water. Um, I'm gonna put it to you bluntly. We have rats.
Rats?
Yeah, I they're trapped in there now, but I'm not sure if I can continue making progress
Aren't you
until
a
we get
great
this
sorcerer? Can't you just, throw a fireball down there, burn them out?
fireball. What do you think I am?
A wizard?
I'm a master craftsman. I'm not
Oh,
some war wizard. I'm a pacifist.
I see. So you have no offensive attack spells whatsoever?
He shrugs.
Alright. Okay. Um, how many rats are we talking about?
He looks nervous and doesn't immediately
Hundreds?
answer.
Thousands?
Well, he starts doing some calculations. City this size, comprehensive sewage network. Who knows what else is down there?
Okay, alright. Okay. So this isn't the sort of thing where I just go buy a couple of ratting dogs and let them loose in the house until they eat all the rats.
Dogs. I didn't think of dogs.
Yeah, I was gonna get a whole bunch of dogs and let them loose in there. But if there's too many rats for dogs to kill, what are we gonna do about this?
I thought you were the exterminator.
Okay, alright. Can you show me inside with some light so I can see how many rats we're dealing with?
Yeah. So he turns and puts his fingers on the wall, and then he looks. You better get that ready. And he points to your sword.
I draw my magical short sword.
All right. And so he puts his hand on the top. Yeah, up overhead. Fingers open, touches the wall, and closes his eyes and starts chanting. And then he brings his hands together, and you see a seam appear in the shape of a square block, about the size of a door, and it gradually shrinks to a small block about the size and shape of a domino.
Ooh, that's a nifty trick.
And with that, you are not surprised that you have to roll initiative.
Oh, damn dirty rats. Alright, Qualneer 7, Michelle 9.
Qualneer goes first if he would like. Let me. So you, as the door, as this door appears, or as this doorway appears, a several large rodents go swarming towards you. You get first stab if that's what you're going to do.
Oh yeah. Short sword flashes in the light momentarily for a 17.
17 will hit.
Stabbing a rat for 4 damage. And then Bloodletter comes glistening out of the sky with an 8.
So, okay, an 8 is a miss. You skewer that first rat. And it dies. It's a big rat though. It's like almost the size of a small dog or a cat.
Really? Like we're
Yeah.
talking like a big rat.
Yeah, maybe about like 2 feet, nose to tail.
I'm trying to imagine. That's huge. What are these monstrous
And
creatures?
2 more. Okay, yeah. 2 scurry past. You can actually make an opportunity attack if you'd like.
Yes.
Or actually, an opportunity attack at each if you'd like. They don't look like they're going. Well, maybe they're
9
going
and
for
11?
Michelle, who's standing behind you. Neither of those hit. They're a little too quick. But they actually don't go for Michelle. They just run right past you and down the street.
Shut the door! Shut the door! I yell.
Right. I just opened the door.
They're huge! These are monsters!
Do you want to roll initiative again? You don't
Oh, yeah,
you don't
totally.
see any more pouring out, but those 2 are making a run for it.
Oh yeah, I roll a 2. Oh, Michelle never made her attack. But she goes at 4 after Qualneer goes
So they are actually. I mean, they booked. Michelle can make an attack of opportunity if she'd like, but they booked it. They're like 120 yards.
She rolls a
from
22
you.
and a 15.
She's dual wielding.
No, attacks of
Oh,
opportunity.
can she get attacks of opportunity at each? The 22 is a hit. The 15 is a hit as well.
Okay, and I think she does D3 damage with her stiletto. Yeah. The 22, does that clear by 5? Must. Because it's a natural 18.
22 does clear by 5. Yeah.
Yeah. So she does 5 to the first one and 1 to the second one.
So she slays one, nicks the other, but it gets away, and it's about 120 feet away from you guys at the end of the first round.
Okay.
Just running down the street.
So-
Do you want to roll initiative and try and chase it down?
Yeah,
And let-
Qualneer got a 2, Michelle got a 4 for initiatives.
Yeah, Qualneer goes first. You are not able to attack and run to get it. You can make a thrown attack or something like that.
I can move. I can take a half move and get all my missile attacks, or I can take a full move and get half my missile attacks because I'm thrown missile weapon style. I get 3 attacks with darts. I take it you'd round fractions down. So if I took a full move, I'd get.
I would split them over 2 rounds.
Okay.
So if you do 2 rounds of darts, you'll wind up getting that half attack.
Okay.
If you only do 1 round, you won't.
Um.
And you have weapons in both of your hands, so you're going to have to drop those if you want to go to melee, or throw Bloodletter, or throw your short sword.
Yeah, I'm gonna chase after it and throw Bloodletter at as soon as I can get into range.
Can you move you can make your full move and
I can
attack,
make a
right?
full move and throw Bloodletter.
So you actually get adjacent.
All the way adjacent
Can't
to
attack. Or you can't make a melee attack even though you're right next to it, but you can throw it. So I think you throw it as you're closing. So
it. Right.
you're,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's still short
If you
range for
come-
me then.
Yeah.
So 7, do I get back attack or?
Back attack, yes.
Okay, so that brings it to 9 when I'm throwing Bloodletter with back attack. 11?
That you included back attack?
Yes.
No.
Oh God. Bloodletter, like what?
So you actually so you have chased this creature into the fountain square.
Mm-hmm.
There are women and children all around you. Roll initiative again. Actually, the creature goes and runs. You can get an attack of opportunity with your short sword. A few nearby onlookers notice and they scream.
22 with the short sword.
That is a hit, and you finish the creature.
Okay.
So you
I
skewer this giant rat, and you look up to see like three small children looking upon with horror.
I look for bloodletter and run for it wherever I can find it.
Yeah, it's a few feet away. You get to it before any of the bystanders go for it or anything like
I
that.
quickly sheath it and go, well,
And
yeah.
eerie silence has overtaken the crowd, and they're sort of staring at you, staring at this dog-sized rodent dead in the street.
Don't worry about this, guys. I grab it by the tail and I start walking towards the ocean. I'll take care of it. And when I get to the cliff, I drag the rat by its tail and just drag it off the cliff and dump it in the water.
Okay. Um, as so, roll initiative
5 plus, I don't know what to add.
from Michelle is the only.
She's going for her crossbow. 12 initiative.
Okay. Two more rats come out of your house and go running past her. She doesn't get an attack opportunity.
She does not.
This time they run north and actually duck behind some buildings. And
Is this before I can get to the cliffside?
so Qualneer is at the cliffside right now, tossing this creature, and you hear Michelle scream, or however she would react to two more of these giant rats running. I don't think there's any, unless she tries to hunt them down. They disappear behind a building. They go first. They run 120 yards north. There's buildings there. She probably loses sight of them, unless she wants to try running them down.
I see her like getting her hand crossbow ready, and the rats are coming out. And she's like grabbing a quarrel and fitting the crossbow. And by the time it's ready, the rats are gone.
Yeah.
She will stand her ground, take a few steps back, and aim towards the door. And if anything comes out that's rat-like, she will fire at it.
Yeah, so
and
she
also
readies
yells
an
at the
action.
geomancer to shut the door! Shut the door!
He grumbles and does the same thing he did in reverse. So he takes this little domino, holds it in front of the door, and then grabs the corners and stretches it out until it covers the doorway and seals perfectly in with the rest of the wall. He did mutter a few arcane words in the process. So he's casting a spell to do this.
Well, Qualneer says when he gets back, it appears we have quite the infestation. I don't think we can merely hack and slash our way through these creatures. We must find a more efficient method of hunting down rats. And these are big ones. How do you deal with a rat-sized problem? Or problem of... I have an idea, actually. Qualneer scratches his chin and looks back to the geomancer and says, "Don't let any more rats out. And don't tell anyone they come from inside there." Held by the hand and starts marching back off towards that market you described in the new quarter.
In the new quarter? I didn't... Okay, yeah, in the new quarter. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
When I arrive,
10 minutes later, you find yourself back in the new quarter.
I start looking about for a someone who might be able to sell poison to me. I need. I start asking about, hey, does anyone here have rat poison? Anyone have poison to kill animals?
Are you
Rat
asking for
problem.
rat poison or rat poison?
I am not limiting it to rat-only poison.
Okay. Are you trying... Do you wish to apply any of your
Oh, hell yeah, I will drop
less
thieves'
than
cant.
less than reputable skills? Yeah, so you drop a few hints. In Thieves' Cant, rat poison often refers to people poison.
Yeah.
So if you go around dropping Thieves' Cant and asking for rat poison, more than likely you're going to wind up with something a lot stronger than...
You know what? I need something
rats.
strong.
Yeah. Roll a... what you call it?
Charisma?
A charisma check, yes.
Ooh, that's a 10. 15. Poor choice.
Yeah, you drop some Thieves' Cant, ask around. Most people look at you like they don't know what you're talking about. You find a shifty fella who seems to understand you, but looks uncomfortable by your request and skitters off. this is taking about a half an hour, and you aren't finding any leads.
Okay. What do we have? Michelle, who has friends memorized, shakes her head at Qualneer, says, "Here, try again, but this time try and be charming," and cast friends on him.
Yeah. So what does that spell do?
Gives him 2d4 points of charisma for d4 minutes plus 1 minute per level.
Yeah. So roll that 2d4.
6 more points of charisma. Qualneer is
Last.
actually smooth now.
What is your charisma?
16 now.
So you're almost as charismatic as Michelle.
Yes.
Roll another charisma check with your newfound social skills.
35! Everyone likes me. I have many friends. Temporarily.
Or at least one important friend. You find a shifty-looking street urchin, dressed in filthy burlap. He's got a knife at his belt, and you ask him for rat poison, and he looks side to side. He says, I got what you're looking for. He gestures you down an alley.
I proceed down the alley with Michelle at my heels.
How many doses? How many rats we talking?
We're talking a lot of rats. A lot of rats. I'll need just about whatever you can get your hands on.
He walks down this alley, walks over to what looked like it was just like a stone step leading to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And he picks up the top of the stone step to reveal a little hidden cubby. So I'm gonna need details. You talking ingestion?
Ingestion. And lots of it. Whatever you got, I will take.
Well, usually it runs 10 gold a dose. I can. This vial here is good for maybe 10 doses.
Yeah? I look them up and down. And
Scrawny,
I put up my
scrawny
hands
kid can't
so
be
I
much
can
older
take a
than
look at the vial.
14. Yeah, it's basically just a small glass jar filled with a beige-colored liquid, almost
All right.
bile-colored.
Thanks, kid. I tuck it in a pocket and leave.
You don't give him any money.
God, no.
He's,
He's a
hey, where do
14-year-old
you
kid with a tiny knife.
where do you think you're going?
I look back to him and say, buddy, you just learned the first lesson of business the very
Roll
hard way.
initiative.
Do not give your wares to someone else
Roll
without
initiative.
getting money first. D10 plus 1 for Qualneer, D10 plus 3 for Michelle. Qualneer goes 5, Michelle goes 12.
5. All right. So he says, "Where are you going?" And you turn to give him that piece of pithy wisdom as you see him going for the knife at his belt. You get to jump on him if you want to make any action.
I want to make a disarm attempt. I'm not going to
Yeah.
kill a kid.
Let's look this up.
I'm not going to
I recall
murder some
making
innocent.
Can you make an attack against AC 0?
I think so.
But let's double check.
Old AC 0 for those of you watching, not new AC 0.
Yeah. AC 20.
Yeah. Okay, disarm works very much like a block, with the character attempting the disarm must roll an attack against AC 0, while the intended victim of a disarm makes an attack roll against AC 4. It's possible. Disarm. Okay. So
Make your attack.
make the attack. "17 with the short sword.
Ooh, can you think of any bonuses?
I am a size larger than the
including the
child.
you are not a
so
size larger.
High ground.
He's a teenager. You're including magic bonuses.
Yeah, if I had proficiency,
Why aren't you including
I would.
Thaco? Oh, you're not proficient.
Yeah, so it's penalty. The magic bonus is 2 for the short sword, right? That's what I have it written down as.
Yes, that is correct. So he actually rolls the same as you. That's why I was looking to see if we can make it simpler. I assume a a tie goes to the defender, but
Yeah. Let's see. When a character tries to... Okay. Yeah. Do I get to make an offhand disarm as well?
yeah, sure. You can draw bloodletter and
Yeah.
disarm with that. Yeah. So you lock blades. Would you roll?
12. So the first one like slashes at his dagger, his knife misses. Bloodletter comes from the other side, trying to knock it out of his hand, but to no avail.
So you lock short sword with his little knife, and he's fighting back, stronger than he looks.
You've got
And then you
heart,
bring a
kid.
bloodletter, and now you've got both your weapons sort of locked in with his little knife, um, unable to disarm him. Ooh, what's your AC? You're wearing your armor, I assume, right?
Yeah, but it's still only 18.
Okay, he does hit you, but it's not a crit. He shivs you for 3 damage. So he let's go, breaks free from your weapons, and stabs you in the gut.
Motherfucker.
And he takes a few steps back and says, "Give me my money."
Alright, kid. I'm not gonna give you your money. You fucked up. But you've got heart and you got spirit. So I'll offer you something better. I'll offer to let you be my apprentice.
He narrows his eyes.
Look at you. You're dressed in a burlap sack that you've managed
Hey,
to cut
burlap's
holes
all
in.
the rage of the season.
Buddy, kid, where do you live? Do you live out on the streets? Come on. Look, I have need of some poison for some activities. You have need of what looks to be a
Have-
shower and a
Have
hot
Michelle
meal.
roll a perception check.
Oh god, her perception's so bad. 22.
Okay. She notices that 2 other street urchins have made to block your exit from the alley. So they're about 10 feet away from Michelle.
She will nudge Qualneer gently and go behind us too. All right, look, kid, says Qualneer.
He's holding his bloody knife, threateningly at
If you
you.
want to actually fight me toe to toe, I should let you know who you're dealing with. I am Qualneer, the Dobachu Slayer, the Spectre of Ashen Holt, the Pillager of Seagate. I am far more than you care to deal with.
Yeah, you're still under the effects of this friend spell.
I'm the
which
puppeteer
isn't
of
working
the
as
Sunblade.
intended, but it is still enhancing your charisma.
Yes.
You make all the more fearsome presence as a result. His eyes light up with realization.
I could cut you down where you
His hand
stand.
starts quivering, and he lowers his blade.
Now,
You hear whispers from the 2 blocking the exit to the alley.
next time you try and sell someone some poison that you can't exactly go to the Sunblade with, complaining that he stole my poison, you don't give it to them until they've paid you for it. Alright? Now, I will offer you, not your miscreant friends back there, but you an apprenticeship with me if you're interested. Think about it. You can find me somewhere, I'm sure. And I sheathe my weapons and walk past the kid. He can take his attack of opportunity if he dares.
He does not. So you push your way out the other end of the alley. Not the way you came in, with your vial poison.
Michelle will ruffle his head as she walks past.
He looks white as a ghost.
Okay.
White as a specter.
And then I'm going to head for the butcher's shop. A butcher's shop. Any butcher's shop.
Yep, you're able to find plenty of meat vendors in the new quarter.
All right, buddy.
The
I
opening market.
need a lot Whatever your cheapest meat is, I need as much of it as you can give me.
Cheapest meat, eh?
Yeah, I need a bunch. A bunch of really cheap meat.
You talking puppy treats?
We're talking puppy treats.
I can get you organ meat for copper a pound.
Oh my god, bring it over. Here, I drop them, like, uh, well, I drop them 36 copper.
Okay, you get a nice fat sack of offal organ meat,
Okay.
kidneys and livers. Oh my,
Okay. And
delicious and nutritious.
I take the meat back with me, and the poison all the way back to the house.
Okay, Kierkegaard is still in front of the entrance, sitting against the wall, head in his hands.
I take it the meat is in like a sack or something.
Yeah, you got a big sack of meat,
Okay. I
double bagged, so
right.
it doesn't leak through.
I open the sack of meat like right in front of Kierkegaard, set it on the ground, pull out my
He
short sword,
wrinkles his nose.
and kind of like stir the meat around in the sack a little bit. Careful not to like poke the bag at the base. I just want to like, stir it around. Then I take the poison and I pour it all over the meat, and then I just stir it around a bunch with the sword. Try and mix it up and stab the meat so the poison like seeps in between it and gets all over the place.
Yum.
Then I pull out my sword, hand it to Michelle. Here, clean this.
She clean it?
She will clean it begrudgingly. I'm not sure how. She probably goes into Qualneer's bag and pulls out some of his old clothes and wipes it on it. I don't know. She'll figure out some way to clean it. She's a bright girl. And then Qualneer will say, "Okay, I need you to open that door, let me in with a light, and shut it behind me. I'm going to go deposit this downstairs, or where the downstairs should be, according to my map that we planned out. And hopefully the rats will eat this, and then they'll all die."
I can't open it anymore today. But... He starts scratching his head.
Well, it's not like poison goes bad, and no one cares if the organ meat goes bad. But now we have a sack of organs meat that is covered in poison, and I can't exactly take this back with me to the Traveler's Oasis. And I can't exactly leave it in the middle of the streets. Something will come along and eat it and die, or someone will come along and try and eat it and die.
You see him nervously rubbing a necklace around his neck.
Is there any way you can get me and my sack of meat into
Yeah,
that house?
I've got another spell.
Okay, how are you gonna... Can you get me out too? Or will I be stuck in there until you open the door tomorrow morning?
That's up to you. I can keep it open for a couple of hours, or close it right away.
Just
But
long
I'm
enough to
running
get
out
me
of
in and
juice
out.
here. Very well.
What are
And
we doing?
He starts casting another spell.
I leave my
Reaches-
backpack on the ground. No, I re-backpack my backpack. Get all the organ meat up. Put my short sword away. Get all ready to go.
Okay. So he reaches into one of his spell component pouches and pulls out, looks like a pinch of sunflower seeds,
Huh?
and sprinkles them, and then points his hands forward and not quite the same effect, but the end result is still the same. If you were paying close attention, it actually is right next to where the door was before. He opens up a hole in the wall. 5 feet wide and 8 feet high. No rats come leaping through this time. And
Can I see through the wall? Like, if there's
Yeah,
just a
you can
hole
see
in the wall?
yeah, there's now just a hole in the wall.
Okay.
Rectangular hole, 5 feet by 8 feet.
Qualneer looks at Michelle. You shoot anything that comes out. And then he tosses a normal dagger to the gnome. And you stab anything that comes out other than me. And proceeds to step through the hole with a sack of meat over his shoulder like a demonic Santa Claus.
Yeah. um, yeah, okay. So the inside of your house is entirely bare. So you've now got this entrance, and you're looking into basically a hollow, empty stone rectangle,
Perfect.
like 35 feet wide, 85 feet long, and about 15 feet floor to ceiling.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Totally hollow.
Tall
Roll,
ceilings.
roll a perception check.
15 feet floor to ceiling? Those are huge. It's awesome. It's going to be a bitch to heat in the winter. 13 perception check.
Okay. You don't notice anything. I mean, it looks just a completely empty, hollow building.
You don't notice Cthulhu standing before you.
But I more meant you don't see any rats or any obvious
Right.
source of where the rats would be getting in.
Okay. I start looking for a staircase on the south side of the building.
The south side of the building.
Yes.
Um,
That's where I drew the staircase.
Yeah, so you walk over there, and indeed there is a staircase in the floor. So there's none of the walls, there's none of the interior buildings, but the staircase down a level is there.
Excellent. I start before I start going down the staircase. I pull out a torch and light it because I will need light where I'm going. Even if I have elven night vision.
Yeah, it'd keep you from combat penalties, right?
Yeah. I proceed down the stairs, meet over the shoulder, torch in hand. How deep do they go?
It goes about 20 feet down. So you come to this lower level. The ceilings here are 20 feet. So here, same idea as before. There's no walls yet. It's just a subterranean chamber. It's got a staircase in the middle of the room, but it's about 20 feet wide and 50 feet long.
Okay. Sounds about right. I'd have to.
I'm trying to look. So it looks like going north is where you had requested the passageway be built, correct? Or is
The passageway
seems
should
wrong
be
to me.
north-south.
I'm confused. I'll go show you what I'm looking at. Maybe this isn't current.
So the staircase should be east-west.
Yeah.
Yeah. The secret passageway to the sewer should be north-south, and it should be at the east end of the downstairs chamber.
And it's at the top, not the bottom. I feel like I recall it being at the bottom.
Oh, yeah. This is the old map.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
Do you want to paste the new map in here, or do you want to just... I think I have that file somewhere.
yes, I will show it on stream. Here's the map of the house. Okay, so it'll pop up on stream for you in a moment. Do you have the stream open?
Yeah, I can look there. I have the file somewhere, but...
Yeah. So blue rectangles are windows, brown are doors, green are secret doors.
None of which are in place at the moment.
Right.
Waiting. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that staircase. There's none of the walls. What is that weird little divot in the... Oh, that's where your secret entrance is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So none of the walls are there. There is, however, a passage in the southeast corner of the room.
Okay. I start heading that direction.
Yeah, so you reach the entrance to this passage. So it was all at the same level, and then you got just a doorway in the wall, about same like 5 by 8, and then before you, it's perfectly rectangular, but it looks like it's sloped downwards slightly, all carved into the sandstone.
I proceed down.
It's sloping into the darkness.
That it's sloping south into the darkness, right?
Yes.
Okay. I proceed down, torch in hand. How tall is the ceiling?
About 8 feet high.
Okay.
I mean, the ceiling of the of the basement is 20 feet,
Right.
but the ceiling of this pathway is only 8.
Okay. I proceed down and down and down and down.
Down and down and down. Um, do, I want to double check my map. Um, so actually, you take a few steps, and you see your flickering torchlight illuminating a portal at the end of the hallway. Just a door, an empty doorway, open doorway. Not a portal to another dimension.
Right. Okay. I go down to the doorway.
Yeah, as you approach, you walk down this rectangular sandstone hallway. You notice a stench on your nostrils. It smells like human waste.
Lovely.
Lovely. And at the end of this 50-foot long hallway, the sort of sandstone butts up against a gray stone hallway. It looks like he was drilling and then he like broke through this wall. So it's his hall. So Kierkegaard's hallway was perfect edges, nice and rectangular, and then it broke through this other wall. You peer in through this entrance, which widens a bit, maybe 8 feet diameter hole, and you can hear this faint trickle of water. Across from you, about 10 feet, is a wall, and then a hallway going left and right. Do you step in or take a peek, take a closer look?
Yeah, I'll poke my head through the doorway and look left and right, but just my head.
Yeah, roll a perception check.
20. It's dark in there. Maybe I should have put the torch through too.
20. Okay. You notice just a little bit to your left, maybe 15 feet, is a shit waterfall.
Nice.
So there's like an elevated section, and with a small grate, maybe 2 feet high, pouring out a slow trickle of wastewater. And then this river of waste runs down this 10-foot wide hallway to your right. And that's about all you see immediately.
I didn't bring my sailing supplies, and I don't want to be at Shit Creek without a paddle.
It's only a few. It looks like it's only. I mean, it's pretty opaque, but it looks like it's only like a small, only a few inches deep, and it doesn't take up the whole. So the bottom is slightly concave, and the Shit Creek is only the center. So you can avoid wading through the wastewater if you'd like.
The real question is, how far do I need to take this poison? I could hopefully just leave it here. No, I should go find kind of where there are more rats. I should go find the heart, the heart of their civilization. I'd throw the bag over my shoulder and proceed up Shit Creek.
Up Shit Creek. So to your right is the same level down this hallway with the Shit Creek going down it.
Yeah.
And then to your left is a shit waterfall.
Right.
So how
tall did you say the waterfall was?
Maybe 5 feet, but it's there's a little 2-foot grating on top that is the source of this waterfall.
Okay, so there's no way to go up Shit Creek.
You could climb in this little 2-foot hole to a level above.
Okay, but it's like a pipe coming out of the wall with a grate on it, right? It's not a continuation of the path. I'd have to crawl into Shit Creek to climb up it.
You'd have to. Yes.
Fuck that shit. I will go down Shit Creek to the west, to my right.
Yeah, make another perception check.
13 again.
Okay. Nothing of note. You see a small circle of light at the end of the hallway, maybe a couple hundred feet in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
You start walking in that direction. You're sort of shoved up against the side of the wall, trying to avoid stepping in the shit creek. About 40 feet down the hallway, you take a few steps, and your torch illuminates two gratings at the base of the floor, with runoff being diverted down those gratings.
Where's the circle of light then?
That's at the end of the hallway.
So
So you're walking down the
all the
hallway towards the
fluid
light.
all the fluid goes down the grate.
So you're walking down the hallway. You see the light at the end. 40 feet to your left and right, there are these small gratings at ground level where water is diverted.
Oh, ground level, not my
Or
ground
not
level,
ground level,
ground level
your
above
current
me.
level. No, your current level.
My current level.
Yes.
So I'm at like a four-way intersection then.
Sure. Except two of the paths are. You'd have to squeeze through this
Right.
sewage grating.
Okay.
And you can hear a trickle of water splashing below down the grating.
Okay, I will proceed all the way out towards the light.
Okay. All right. So you make the trek about. It's maybe less than you thought. Maybe 150 feet.
You pass three more pairs of these drains on the side, and then you reach the end of the hallway, which is a barred grating pouring out into off the cliff into the ocean.
Pump their raw sewage into the ocean.
At least some of it. It's more of a trickle. Most of it gets diverted down those eight side paths, and then there's just a little bit dripping down the cliff face.
I'll go up to one of the side paths and attempt to use a sword to lift the grate a little
And
bit.
you don't actually need to lift anything. Think of it like it's like a storm drain.
Right.
So you just need to be willing to get dirty to roll into that room.
Okay. I don't want to go in. It's too gross. Qualneer will head back towards where the entrance is to the house, and drop the bag of upend the bag of meat, kind of in that doorway area. Once he's on the house side, and proceed to exit.
Just a sec. So
Qualneer does not want to get shit all over him.
I'm not sure if you have any options. So hold on just a second. Okay. So you are not surprised, technically, but you are surprised to see. So this is the second set of gratings from the exit, from the overlook into the ocean. You are shocked to see a tentacle come flying out of the grating at your feet.
What
You
the
pull your
fuck?
foot out of the way as this tentacle swipes by. You are not hit, but a second tentacle comes out of the same grating and grabs for your bag, successfully grappling your bag of organ meat. Roll initiative.
Or, since there's 5 minutes to break, do we cliffhanger it and
Yeah,
screw over everyone
let's
that's
roll
watching?
initiative and then deal with combat after break.
All right. D10 plus 1, 3 initiative for Qualneer and his short sword of speed.
3 initiative. You will go first after a short break.
Ha ha ha! Suckers!